Someone is deeply in love with you right now, and it is all because of what you did. You need to watch this before it is too late to understand. This message did not come to you by mistake or by some random chance. This is not just a dramatic way to start a video. There is a real reason why you felt a pull toward these specific words. There is a reason your mind slowed down just enough to stay here and listen. Something deep inside you whispered that you should read this. It is because someone very real, someone you know or used to know, is having a very hard time right now. They are struggling specifically because of you. It is not because you are chasing after them. It is not because you begged them for time, and it is not because you demanded they give you answers or a commitment. It is because you stopped doing something they thought you would always do for them, and that one change turned their whole world upside down. Welcome to Psych Lens. Please remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can see every video, because each one has the power to change how you think. Let us start this talk quietly. There was a particular moment in your life when you made the conscious decision to prioritize your own well-being. This moment may not have been marked by grand gestures or dramatic announcements. It was, in fact, quite subtle. You did not declare it publicly, nor did you provide lengthy justifications. Instead, it was a gentle shift in your inner self. Where you once invested immeasurable effort, you instead found silence. The anxiety that once clouded your mind was replaced by a calming peace. You ceased the habit of over-explaining and allowed yourself to pause. You did not exit a situation out of anger or to inflict punishment. You chose simply to stop neglecting your own needs for the sake of others. The moment you made this choice, something shifted profoundly within them. This was the unexpected consequence they had not anticipated. They had always believed you would remain at their side, eternally understanding, forgiving, and holding out hope that they might eventually choose you. They imagined your love to be an unending guarantee. When a person perceives your presence as assured, they often lack the urgency to safeguard it. They neglect to prioritize your needs and may act as if they can return to you at any time. However, everything changed when you ceased to remind them of your worth. You stopped explaining your emotional pain and proving your loyalty. You no longer contorted yourself to maintain the relationship. The silence that followed your withdrawal became undeniable, resonating in a way they could not ignore. This is the moment when a profound obsession begins to take root. Genuine love does not flourish when one feels in complete control of the other. It blossoms when they face the frightening prospect of losing that connection. As the familiar access to your heart diminished and the comfort they had previously taken for granted vanished, they began to panic. Now, whether they articulate it or not, they are reflecting on every shared moment. Your laughter, your patience, your unselfish care. They recall how you remained steadfast even when departing would have been easier, and how you genuinely saw them, including the parts they typically concealed from others. The saddest realization for them is that they did not recognize your value until you were no longer present. They are grappling with this absence, even if they do not express it. Despite their attempts to portray happiness or keep busy, they feel the void left by your departure. You were not merely someone who liked them. You were the person who genuinely understood them. Losing someone who truly knows you is not just about missing the relationship. It is about mourning the part of oneself that thrived in that love. This concept resonates with the renowned psychologist Carl Jung, who noted that the most profound burdens children bear are often related to the lives their parents did not live. In romantic relationships, something comparable occurs. Individuals carry the concealed aspects of themselves into their connections, and when you recognize those hidden elements, you shed light on them. By stepping back, you allowed those concealed parts no refuge. What you did was extraordinarily rare and courageous. You did not harden your heart or become bitter. You refrained from seeking vengeance or attempting to elicit jealousy. Instead, You reclaimed your dignity and self-respect. Such self-respect acts as a magnet, conveying a powerful message even without words, a declaration of your self-awareness, even if they have yet to acknowledge it. When someone realizes they have overlooked the value of a person who understands their worth, it disrupts their reality. In their minds, they find themselves questioning their past decisions repeatedly, especially in quiet moments they try to avoid. They ponder why they did not choose you when they had the opportunity, or why they believed you would wait indefinitely. Now, everything seems emptier. They scroll through their contacts, hesitating to reach out. They replay past conversations and reflect on whether you have moved on, or if it is too late to amend things. They type your name only to erase it. To reach out now would force them to confront a truth they have long evaded. You are genuine, and they were simply not prepared for that truth. Jung also indicated that until one brings clarity to the hidden facets of the psyche, those aspects will dictate one's actions, often labeled as fate. Your absence has compelled their suppressed feelings to surface. All the regrets and realizations they once pushed aside are emerging now, as you are no longer there to distract them. However, it is crucial to understand that, even if someone is consumed by their feelings for you, it does not guarantee they will know how to love you properly. Love that lacks maturity may still hesitate. Love that heals slowly may fear commitment, and love that has not experienced personal growth may procrastinate in taking action. Feelings alone do not equate to significant change. Therefore, this moment is not about rushing back into their arms. It is about recognizing your own power. You demonstrated what love truly looks like without coercion, showing them the essence of consistency without control. Now, they must experience the profound reality of your absence, a weight greater than any argument or farewell. Silence prompts reflection, while distance brings clarity. Your presence once communicated invaluable lessons about what mattered, and now they finally comprehend what they have lost in your absence. However, proceed with caution. If you hurry back or disrupt the silence prematurely to alleviate their discomfort, they may not grow. This space offers them lessons you could never impart with words. This distance imparts lessons that your love attempted to convey. Deep down, you recognize this is not about punishing them. It is about ensuring everything is aligned. The right person appreciates you while you are still present. They do not need to experience your absence to recognize your value. They acknowledge you because they genuinely see you. Why did this message resonate with you today? It is because you possess a gentle heart. Those with soft hearts sometimes mistake love for the obligation of caring for someone else. You may sense their energy and regret. You might even dream of them. However, that does not mean you should return to the way things were. It signifies that while the bond was authentic, not all real connections are meant to endure indefinitely. Some are meant to conclude. Jung stated that resisting growth only amplifies it. They resisted growth while you were in their life. Now, without your presence to offer comfort, they must evolve. If they do return, let it be as a transformed individual, not merely out of loneliness or fear, but because they are genuinely ready to choose you. Anything less allows for the continuation of the old cycle. Should they not return, take comfort in knowing that you were never difficult to love. They simply were not prepared for someone like you. Someone who complements your growth and heart will recognize you immediately. There will be no confusion, no extended waiting. Their affection for you stems not from your pursuit of them, but from your withdrawal and your reclamation of self-identity. That is a quiet yet formidable power. Do not relinquish it. If this resonates with you, I encourage you to stay with me. There is deeper insight to uncover regarding this situation. Your decision to move away did more than disconnect you from their life. It also removed the reflection you provided for them. Your focused attention made them feel valued, while your patience created a sense of safety. With your absence, They didn't lose just you. They lost their equilibrium. This explains their emotional reactions rather than logical responses. Initially, they crafted narratives in their minds, convincing themselves that you were merely busy or in need of space. They attempted to divert their attention through work or friends, but such distractions are temporary. The bond you shared ran deep, and the roots do not simply fade because they are no longer in view. Soon, confusion set in. They became acutely aware of the unsettling silence during moments of solitude, particularly before falling asleep. Your absence began to reverberate in their thoughts, leading them to question why no one else could replicate the feelings you evoked in them. They found themselves unwittingly comparing everyone else to you. It's not just you they miss, it's the calm you instilled within them. You were their anchor, and with your departure, they felt adrift. This experience is perceived as an obsession since they replay past conversations in a bid to rediscover their path. They are beginning to understand that your departure was not a sign of disinterest, but rather a decision to prioritize your own life. This realization stings their ego, especially since you did not leave amidst drama. Instead, you departed with self-respect. The most unsettling truth is that the person they undervalued is thriving without them. Now, they seek a way to win you back without having to change. They might send a casual message to gauge your response. It is crucial for you to remain steadfast during this time. If you respond too quickly, it signals that they can still have access to you without altering their behavior. However, if you remain grounded, they will be compelled to confront themselves. Most individuals find this introspection uncomfortable, as it brings to light their detrimental patterns. These realizations are not easy. They are hard truths. This intensity you're experiencing is significant. You may encounter sudden memories of them because a genuine bond elicits a strong reaction when it is severed. Nevertheless, remember that processing your loss doesn't necessitate rekindling the relationship. It signifies your evolution towards choosing dignity, acknowledging that you cannot bear the burden of another's personal growth. This newfound space, initially quiet and unfamiliar, is ultimately a positive sign. You are aligning with your true self. Your mind may still wander to them out of habit, but you are no longer compromising your own integrity. For the first time, your connection with them is founded on truth rather than mere effort. Honesty is a potent force. Silence is not a sign of weakness, but rather a deliberate choice. You have ceased performing emotional labor for someone who failed to appreciate it, and you are no longer waiting for validation of your worth. The transformation within you is palpable to them. They are becoming aware that they were resting in your love without recognizing it, and now that comfort is lost. They may fantasize about what they could have done differently, driven by the absence of access to you. They yearn for the version of themselves that flourished in your presence. Your role in their life was organic, and now that you have stepped away, their world feels unstable. Time may appear to drag for them. While you are gaining clarity, you might question whether you were too harsh, but reflect on whether your departure was intended to hurt them or to preserve your own well-being. You left because remaining in that situation diminished you. Love should not constrict you. You extricated yourself from a dynamic that exploited your affection, which is not a failure, but an act of wisdom. By making your exit known, you demonstrated that the door would not remain ajar forever if you were mistreated. If they are capable of growth, now is their opportunity. If not, you have safeguarded yourself from an unhealthy relationship. Victory does not always manifest as a grand celebration. Sometimes, it is quiet and a bit lonely, a natural response to the future you envisioned that may never materialize. However, do not allow that sorrow to obscure your truth. You gave your all and recognized when it was time to step away. Boundaries are not punitive. They reveal who genuinely cares. You are not accountable for their emotional responses to the consequences of their choices. This journey is about learning that love does not need to be fraught with anxiety. Once you embrace this understanding, it becomes ingrained. Even if they attempt to return, you will not revert to past behaviors, for you cannot unlearn what you have come to know. You find yourself in a transition, caught between who you once were and who you are becoming. This period serves your growth. Everything is finally settling into place. The urgency to inquire about their feelings has dissipated. You are no longer searching for signs. You possess an innate awareness that requires no justification. You have embraced the truth. The bond you shared was genuine and transformative, yet it faced limitations because neither of you were prepared at the same time. This realization has liberated you. They sense that you are no longer in a state of waiting. You've ceased to hesitate and are forging ahead. They come to understand that your departure was not a lesson intended for them, but a lesson emerged regardless. The onus now lies on them to make sense of it all. Carl Jung once noted that a person is not defined by their experiences, but by the choices they make thereafter. This moment is significant for both of you. Whether they remain stagnant or evolve is their decision, but it no longer dictates your journey. Your identity is not shaped by them. It is shaped by your self-perception. You are attuned to your own peace. You are evaluating whether a love aligns with your needs rather than questioning your worthiness for love. You have ceased making excuses for those who fail to reciprocate. You have abandoned the notion that difficulty equates to depth. You have finally found tranquility. Someone is deeply enamored with you, a feeling catalyzed by your actions. Pay attention to this before it is too late. This message did not reach you by mere chance. It is not merely an eye-catching opening statement. There is a profound reason you were drawn to these words. A reason your thoughts slowed just enough to engage with this message. A reason that compelled an inner voice to urge you to read on. It is because someone very real, someone you know or once knew, is experiencing pain right now, and that pain is linked to you. It does not stem from your pursuit of them or your pleas for clarity. It is not a result of you demanding commitment. It arises because you ceased to do something they believed you would always continue. That singular change transformed everything. Greetings to all. Welcome to Psych Lens. Please remember to subscribe and activate the bell icon to stay updated on any videos that could shift your perspective. Let us begin with a moment of reflection. There was a time in your life when you made the decision to prioritize yourself. It may not have been a grand or theatrical shift. There were no announcements or lengthy declarations, just a subtle change. A silence emerged where there once was persistent effort. A sense of calm replaced the previous worries. You stopped over-explaining your feelings. You did not walk away out of anger or as a form of punishment. You merely stopped neglecting your own needs. The moment you made this choice, something within them shifted. This was the unexpected outcome. They had assumed you would always be present, consistently kind, indefinitely waiting, and endlessly hoping they would finally choose you. They believed your love was a guaranteed constant. When one assumes another will always be around, they often neglect to cherish that presence. They fail to prioritize or take care of the relationship, instead opting to wait. Their perception of your love becomes something they can address later. But then the dynamics changed. You stopped emphasizing your significance. You ceased articulating your pain. You no longer felt the need to prove your loyalty. You refrained from going out of your way to sustain the relationship. The silence you created became profoundly evident to them. This is where an intense preoccupation begins. People do not fall deeply in love when they feel they have complete power. They do so when they realize they may have lost you. This occurs when the emotional connection they once enjoyed vanishes. When the reassurance they took for granted fades away, they begin to recognize the discomfort of not having a safety net. Currently, this person is, whether they acknowledge it or not, revisiting memories. They recall your laughter, your patience, and the way you cared without demanding reciprocity. They reflect on your steadfastness during challenging times and the parts of them you saw that they often concealed. The most difficult realization for them is that they failed to value you while you were present. They recognized your worth only once you withdrew your energy. They sense this absence, even if they do not text you or act as though they are unaffected. Even if they fabricate busyness or share cheerful photos, they feel the void left by you. You were not just someone who cared for them. You were someone who truly understood them. When someone loses that understanding, they do not simply miss a partner. They grieve the sense of self they had when they were loved by you. Carl Jung articulated this intuitively. He recognized that individuals carry repressed parts of themselves into relationships. When you embraced them fully, you unveiled those hidden aspects. When you distanced yourself, those parts had nowhere to retreat. You accomplished something extraordinary. You did not resort to hostility or coldness. You did not seek revenge or attempt to incite jealousy. You did not transform your hurt into a spectacle. Instead, you stepped back with dignity. Such dignity is inherently attractive because it conveys a message without uttering a single word. It communicates to others that you possess a clear sense of self, even if they do not. When someone realizes they missed the opportunity to be with someone who understands their own value, it profoundly unsettles them. Let us delve into their thought processes. They are tirelessly questioning themselves, especially during quiet moments at night. They ponder why they did not choose you when they had the opportunity. They wonder why they believed you would wait indefinitely. Presently, everything feels void for them. They browse through your social media, hesitating to make contact. They reminisce about past conversations and contemplate whether you have moved on or if it is now too late. They type your name only to erase it. Reaching out necessitates confronting a difficult truth. You are genuine, but they were unprepared for you. Jung opinionated that until hidden thoughts are made conscious, they dominate one's life. Your absence has compelled their concealed emotions to surface. Their regrets and realizations are emerging now that you are not there to distract them. Many misunderstand this concept. An intense affection does not guarantee a person knows how to love appropriately. Love lacking maturity tends to feel tentative. Love unaccompanied by healing remains fearful of commitment. Feelings alone do not equate to transformation. This is why this instance is not about you rushing back to them. It is about acknowledging the initiation you have started. You demonstrated what love resembles when it is not coerced. You exhibited steadiness without the need for control. Now, without you having to intervene, they are left to bear the consequences of your absence. That burden is significant, more substantial than any argument or farewell. Silence prompts contemplation, and distance provides clarity. Words cannot achieve what space can facilitate. Jung articulated that loneliness arises not from solitude, but from the inability to share what truly matters. You shared what held significance while you were present. Now that you have withdrawn, they are finally grasping what they lost. However, a word of caution: if you return too hastily or prematurely break the silence to alleviate their discomfort, they will not experience growth. This space is performing the work you could never do for them. This distance is imparting the lessons your love endeavored to convey. Deep down, you recognize this is not an act of cruelty. It is about adhering to the correct course. The right person does not wait until you are gone to appreciate you. They choose you while you stand before them. They do not require the fear of losing you to recognize your value. So, why has this message reached you at this moment? Because you possess a compassionate heart. Compassionate individuals sometimes misconstrue love as an obligation. You can sense their energy and their regret. You may even dream about them. Such feelings do not necessitate a return. It signifies that while the connection was authentic, not Every genuine bond is destined to last indefinitely. Some are meant to conclude when the necessary lessons have been imparted. Jung mentioned that what one resists only intensifies. They resisted growth while you were present. Now that you are no longer shielding them from discomfort, they must confront their own evolution. Should they return to you, allow them to return as a transformed individual. They should not approach you simply out of loneliness or fear of losing you. They must be prepared to choose you and engage fully. Anything less signifies merely a repetition of the same patterns in a different guise. If they do not come back, understand that you were never challenging to love. They, in fact, were unprepared for you. Someone else, ready for your depth and timing, will recognize you immediately. There will be no confusion, no waiting required. The reason someone is intensely focused on you now is not due to your pursuit. It is the result of your ceasing to chase and reclaiming your own strength. That is a quiet yet potent strength. Do not relinquish it. If this resonates with you, remain with me, for there is more to uncover. When you took a step back, it was not only a separation from them, it also removed the reflective surface you provided. You reflected their best qualities. Your attention endowed them with importance and security. Once that ceased, they lost their sense of stability. This is why their reactions stem from emotion rather than logic. Initially, they fabricated narratives to rationalize their feelings, claiming you were simply busy.